Welcome to your first class in Excel. Today I will show you just the basic things about Excel. Everything you need to know to start your work with Excel. Excel is part of a Microsoft Office suite that has other packages inside. We have Microsoft Word, we have Excel, we have Access. So each one have their own various use case. So Excel is used for organizing data and structuring data. So Excel is not just for putting in data in places. It can also be used for analytics and the rest. Most companies use Excel because of it's easier to understand and better. The reason I'm showing you Excel first on a laptop is because that's the widely used ones. So once you've understood the fundamentals and everything you need to know about Excel, you can now freely use it on your phone. So just hang tight while I show you everything. So let's open up Excel. So we're going to our Windows tab. Scroll down to select Excel. Now for Excel, this is where we open a blank document. These are other templates that we have here. So we open the blank document first. And now here, as you can see, we have a very blank paper. You're seeing different rectangles around here and you're wondering what it is. Up there we have the tab section where you can do different things, page layout, formulas, different things with Excel. We'll get to that in our subsequent classes. So back to home. Now in Excel we have what we call rows and columns. These are the rows. What I'm highlighting now. The straight line is the row and the other line are columns. So this is one of the ways we identify things in Excel. So we have the row and the columns. So just save that in your head. So we can say that this is 3 rows and 2 columns. Now 2 columns A and B and 3 rows 1, 2, 3. Now you can see the rectangles that we have around everything here. These are what we call cells and we identify them differently. Like this now, we can call it E5. If you look at it, it's also labeled there E5. These are ways that we identify them. Like that one now is G9. So if you have any questions, you can always ask. So next, we're going to be putting data inside our cells. So I'm expanding the cells now. We're also going to be putting name and score, something very simple that we could easily relate with. So you have names here and scores. So I'm just going to put in any random name. So you can just fill in the names later on. You can randomize it as you want. So now let's do a bit calculation with it. Let's check for the total of all the scores. Let's calculate the total of all the scores. So this can be simply done using what we call sum. So remember, anytime you want to use your formula in Excel, you must always start with an equals to, as you want to solve something in Excel. Remember I said that B2 and B7, this is how we identify the cells in Excel. So that's the reason you have that there. You can check the formula that I used and how I used it. And you can sum up. This is a formula for summing up all the numbers in Excel. So the next one we're going to do is average and so on. We already know the formula for average, so we just write average, then bracket open P2, which is the 80 at the top, then column, then B7, which is the last one there. We press enter and we see our average. The video got too long, so here I'm giving you what to practice. So what I want you to do now is just use WPS Office and practice this. So what I want you to do is just add, play around with plus and so on. You can use plus and divide and anything. Just play around with the numbers there, and we can continue in our next class.